create and interpret line graphs. So first, what is a line graph? Well, this just shows how a quantity changes over time. Sometimes people actually call them a time series chart. So it's just a line that, again, shows from time. Okay, so anyway, let's do this. Let's create a line graph based off the data below. So let's give myself a piece here. You notice I have 5 months. So we're going to put months on the x-axis. So I've got January, February, March, April, can't spell there, and May. And then you can see our temperatures range from 8, 14, 34, 47, up to 63. So we're going to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now, it is important that you want your intervals to be as equal as possible. We really want those to be equidistant apart. All right, and then we graph. So in January, we're at 8 degrees. So that will be just slightly lower than 10, and we put ourselves a dot. February is 14, so that's about halfway between 10 and 20. 34 is about halfway between 30 and 40. April, we're going to go up to 47, which is just shy of 50. And then May, 63. Okay, so after we have our dots, then we can connect them. So you can see when it's it's a sharper, from February to March is a sharper line than from January to February, because it was a bigger raise, right? From 8 to 14, that's only a 6-degree increase, but 14 to 34 is 20, which is why you see a sharper increase in the line. And then again, we only have 13, so it's less sharp, and then 16, which is a little sharper. So you get an idea of where was the biggest jump. Sometimes we have maybe a decrease, and you can see that. So if the next temperature was 50-something, maybe it would go down. So you can see where the increases and decreases are over time simply by looking at the bar graphs. Okay, so now let's take a a line graph to answer questions. All right, so we have months 1 through 5, and we have the number of accidents at work ranging from 0, because the axis would be 0, up to 5. So you can see from 1 to 2, we have this really sharp increase, and then it decreases from 2 to 3, decreases from 3 to 4, and then increases from 4 to 5. So between what 2 months was the sharpest increase? Now, sometimes it's hard to see this, but you can kind of look, and maybe you want to just do some math, right? Between months 1 and 2, we go from 1 to 5. So that was an increase of 4. From 2 to 3, we go from 5 to 2, which is a decrease of 3. From months 3 to 4, we go from 2 to 1, which is a decrease of 1. And then from 4 to 5, we go from 1 to 3, which is an increase of 2. So if it's hard and you can't tell by the line itself, you can look at the data values and let them guide you. So from months 1 to 2, we have the sharpest increase because we are increasing by 4 just in that 1 month period. And how many incidents were there in month 5? So we look at month 5, we go up to find the dot, and then we go over. And we can see that in month 5, there were 3 accidents. So you can tell a lot from over time of where are the increases, where are the decreases, how does time affect it. And if you do this over the course of years, you can then see do we have patterns? Is there a certain time of year where the majority of accidents happen, or those kind of things. So time series charts or line graphs can be really helpful in predicting patterns and then avoiding issues in the future.